Hi everyone, all are good. We are here for grade 8 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab, scroll down to grade 8 math, and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We going to start with chapter dimensional figures. Please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Math chapter we're on right now, three-dimensional figures. Let's just start with the first lesson, that is of three-dimensional figures. Look at this figure. What is the shape of its bases? The base of the square is a box. Pyramids and cones have one base. Cubes, prisms, and cylinders have two bases that are parallel and congruent. So the base of the cube is square. Let's just start with the test questions. Look at this figure. What is the shape of its base? The shape of the base is square. Option number one is the correct option. Look at this figure. What is the shape of its bases? The shape of the base is rectangle. Option number two is the correct option. In the rectangular prism shown below, which lines are parallel? L, M, and N, O are parallel. K, O, and NQ. No, L, M, and N, O are parallel. Option number one is the correct option. Here is L, M, and here is O, and they are parallel. Option number one is the correct option. Look at the figure. What is the shape of the bases? Base is a triangle option number one of the correct option. That is a triangle. Look at this figure. What is the shapes of its bases? The base is square. Option number two is the correct option. Look at this figure. What is the shape of its base? Triangle it is okay. You can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let's just move on to the next lesson. Which figure will this net mean? So you have to fold the net and you have to see which figure this will make. Imagine folding the net so that the two edges of the rectangle each wrap around a circle. So this net make a cylinder. Let's just start with the test questions. Which net will make this figure? Often just look at this side. One, two, three, four, five, six. One, two, three, four, five, six. Option number two is the correct option. Option B is the correct option. Which figure will this net make? Option number one is the correct option. If you hold this image, it will make the first one. Option number one is the correct option. Which net will make this figure? Option number one is the correct option. Which figure will this net make? Which is the correct option? Option number two is the correct option. If you hold this image, it will make the second one. Which net will make this figure? Which is the correct option, one or two? Option number two is the correct option. Which figure will this net make? Which is the correct option? Option number one is the correct option. Which net will make this figure? Option number two is the correct option. Option number one is the correct option. If you hold the net, it will make the first one bigger. Which net will this figure make? Which net will make this figure? Which is the correct option? Option number one, it is. One, it is. Which figure will this net make? Option number two is the correct option. Okay, we are done with the lesson. Let's just move on to next lesson. Front side and top view. Front side and top view. If you look at this object from the front, what will you see? Let's just start with the test questions. Okay, if you look at this object from the side, what will you see? So when standing here is side, right? So option number one is the correct option, right? You see this side, so option number one is correct option. Option number one is the correct option. If you look at this object from the top, what will you see? Option number, if you're looking at the top, then this is the view you see. Okay, so option number two is the correct option. Option number two is the correct option. If you look at the object from the front, what will you see? When you're looking from this side, you will see from here. Option number one is the correct option. Option number one is the correct option. If you look at the object from the side, what will you see? Option number one is the correct option. Option number one is the correct option. If you like, if you look at this object from the front, what will you see? When you standing here, you can see option number one is the correct option. Option number two is the correct option. Option number two is the correct option. Option number one is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let's just move on to next lesson. These plans, let's just start with the lesson. What does this objects based plan look like? So you have to calculate the base plan, right? Given the height of each part, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5, 5, they have 5. Let's just start with the tens. What does the object based plans look like? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Option number 1 is the correct option, right? What does this objects based plan look like? So the objects based plan is option number 1, 1, 2, 3 blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks, and each one have 5 blocks. So option 1 is the correct option. Option number 1 is the correct option. What does this objects based plan looks like? Option number 2 is the correct option. What does this objects based plan look like? Option number 2 is the correct option. The base plans look like this. Option 2 is the correct option. What does this object's plan look like? Option number one is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let's just move on to next lesson. Similar solids. Let's just start with the lesson. The figures below are similar. What is C? You need to find a ratio between the corresponding side. So 4 divided by 8 equals 1 over C. We need to solve it for the C. So C equals 2. Let's just start with the test questions. The figure shows below are similar. What is W? That is 6 over 10. W over 10. So W equals 6 times 10 over 10. So W equals 10. Option number 1 is the correct option. Option number 1 correct option. The figures below are similar. What is K? So which is the correct option? 10 over K equals 4 over 2. 10 over 2 divided by 4 equals K. So K equals 5. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 5 millimeters. The figures below are similar. What is U? So you need to find the value of U. Just make a ratio between the corresponding sides. That is U over 4 equals 6 over 3. So U equals 6 pi times 4 over 3. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is 8. Option number 2 is the correct option. Read it is. The figures below are similar. What is C? That is 5 over 3 equals C over 3. C equals 5 times 3 over 3. So that is C equals 5. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 5 centimeters. The figures below are similar. What is U? That is U divided by 5 equals 4 divided by 8. So U equals, no, that is U over 5 equals 8 over 4. So U equals 8 times 5 over 4. 8 times 5 is 40 and 40 divided by 4 is 10. Option number 1 is the correct option. The figures below are similar. What is N? That is N over 8 equals 10 over 8. So N equals 10 times 8 over 8. 8 and 8 cancel. So we are left with N equals 10. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 8 math. The chapter we're working on is three-dimensional figures. The lessons we have covered today are part of three-dimensional figures, net of three-dimensional figures, front, side, and top view, base plans, and similar solids. Make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lessons, I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. You can please write down the cogs or if you need help. I'm here to answer all the confusions if you have any. Any questions?